Hey everyone, Ian here, and before we get started with the actual video, I have a little video to show. As you probably know, I created a comic books miniseries called Nick Curry, 5 books in that series, and I made a little trailer for that I will splice in here today, so let us dim the lights. Pretty cool, huh? I spent the entire Tuesday working on it. I used the iMovie app in case you were wondering. Well, enough of this. Let's get on with the real video. Alright, so let's begin today's how to draw video. Well, actually today we're going to be doing a how to color video. I'm going to teach you how to color this illustration of Tintin with colored pencils and maybe a little bit of marker. I may also talk a bit about shading. So now I'm going to take my blue colored pencil. I'm going to take my blue colored pencil and start adding some color to his shirt. If you have read Tintin ever before, you will know that he has an iconic blue shirt. I'm just taking my blue color pencil. I don't know what brand it is. I'm sorry. If I knew the brand, I would actually tell you what brand it was. I'm gonna center this as far as it can go and then zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm trying to do here. Let's zoom in, and now I'm gonna continue coloring his shirt. Just adding a base layer very lightly over. This is not the final color. And you know what? I'm going to take one of the graphic novels of Tintin and show you right now. So here's a Tintin comic. It's Prisoners of the Sun, the 13th installment in the entire series. There is a lot of Tintin's, 23 in fact, and I just wanted to show you some of the artwork inside it. I'm going to refocus here for a quick second. So this is what the artwork looks like inside, and very action-packed stories, very enjoyable, full of adventures. I love this series. This is sort of what inspired me to do my comic, to start making comic books, in fact, and I highly recommend this series. Alright, so we're back, and I'm going to continue coloring in this shirt as I give you some advice on how to color with colored pencils. And the first tip I'm going to give you is try to color in starting from the corners and come out at the end and color very little areas at once. I'm going to demonstrate how I do this by coloring in the pants and just color in from the corners, right? Color very small areas and continue on that in a very slow fashion, and this is how to get the correct this is how to get good artwork, and how to make it look good. And sometimes I break free of my sketching in little places and just go big everywhere. And if, in case you haven't noticed, I go in a rather rotating fashion, like going around and around and around. In that manner, I believe that helps in getting, but sometimes I do just go right out and just go like that. But that way it could be a little bit easier to go out of the line, you know. So I colored this in, and if you have read the Tintin comics, and I just showed you the artwork in there, you will have noticed that it doesn't have much shading in it, which is why I am not going to do much of that. But I might also drop in a little bit of that in the pants. And now I'm going to go for the skin tone, and I'll be right back with my Prismacolor color pencils. Alright, so I've brought out my Prismacolor Premier Light Peach. You totally do not have to buy this company. I just thought it would be best to use these Prismacolors because they are the best. They're the best of the blending types of color pencils, and but they also are very soft and they smudge quite a bit, so I have to be careful. And hopefully I don't mess up this drawing too much. Like, there's already some smudges there, as you can see. So I'm just going to keep that like that, and this part I'm going to keep white because it is the pants. And now I'm going to take my Mala branded marker and start coloring in the shoe area. And markers are kind of tricky because you never know what sort of color it may appear like after it has dried, such as this black Mala marker. I am just going to color in like in this area, right? It looks rather black, but later on it's going to go on to a little bit of red later if we continue to let it dry. So I'm going to continue, like, see this this Mala marker looks a lot darker when you first apply it, but then it becomes much lighter in that fashion right there, and it dries pretty quickly too. But if you have to look quite closely in order to see that difference. Alright, so now I am going to continue perhaps a little bit with the blues. I don't think it's blue enough to get into Tintin fashion. And I hope you can see this and how I gradually go from a very light color and then start going on darker and darker. And just keep applying layers. And that's how you use in many different mediums, like watercolor. You put on a base layer of paint, and then you gradually go darker and darker and darker. I don't know if you do this. I certainly do that. But now I'm going to go back to my Prismacolor. Color in the neck area. And then I'm just going to test this out here. No, not yellow enough. I'm going to take this Stadler. I don't know if it'll work. I think it should work. I think I need a more even oranger one. Hold on a second. Alright, so I have my Spanish orange Prismacolor to color in his hair. It's a much deeper orange than this flesh tone. And I think we have finally reached the end of this coloring, and I am going to take out my inking tools. I'll be right back. Alright, so now I'm going to take my Pigma Micron 05 and start inking in this area of pants. And when you do inking, make sure to do it very slowly. And something very important to remember is to remember to add in these creases in the in the shirt. That's sort of what makes it look realistic and cartoony at the same time, which is one of the things I like a lot about Tintin. And now I'm going to continue inking this. Maybe I can do this real time. I think we got a lot of time today. Just outline it, and I just want you to pay attention to that when you use this entire, just go around like that, like the entire thing in one stroke. It's different than when you use 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's just one of the things you gotta pay attention to when inking. I think that's all of the inking advice I can give. Only if you want more inking advice, you can go to some of my other videos, including my Snoopy video. I think it was a Snoopy video in which I talked a little bit more about that. And now I'm going to let this dry, and we will be right back. Oh, before I finish this, I have to remember to draw these. Have to remember to ink things. Sometimes I forget to ink things and it becomes a horrible mess. Well, I think I'm going to let this dry for a few seconds, and I'm going to come back with some erasing. Alright, wouldn't you know it, when I finally let this dry, I forgot I didn't follow my own advice. And I forgot to enter these creases in here, in his pants. Well, I have let the ink dry for quite a long time now, but before I start erasing, I'm going to add one more little detail right here of his hand. And I think that is all the inking we need. Now I'm going to move on to the erasing. Alright, so as I found that as I erased, I also erased some of the Prismacolor away. And I think I should also go over these again, just to make sure they're nice and black for final art. And I think that brings us to the end of this video. And I sincerely hope you enjoyed it. I also hope you enjoyed seeing the Nick Curry trailer. Some of you may have seen it. I made it on Tuesday, and it was already out on my YouTube channel for quite a few days. But I just want to thank all of you for watching this video. I sincerely hope you liked it. And notice I kept some of these lines uninked. I did that on purpose. You could ink if you wanted to, but thanks to all of you who read my Nick Curry series. It is free on my website, which I will certainly put a link in the description box below. But I just want to say thank you, all of you, for watching this video. And if you liked this video, please leave a comment down below of what I could do to make this video better, and if you liked this video just in general, please subscribe, and also press the thumbs up button, and subscribe, turn the notifications on for more videos coming out every week. Well, I will see you next time.